Managing challenging discussions in the workplace can be quite an uphill task. And that is why in this video, we are going to be discussing how can we really have those difficult conversations with employees. My name is Mary Amondo. I'm in charge of training and career advisory services here at Corporate Staffing. And I'm joined by our lead HR consultant, our CEO, Mr. Paminas, who will be shedding more light on the same.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the session.
Yes.
Great. So we are looking at how to have difficult conversation with employees.
Yeah.
And the question is what are some of the common types of difficult conversations that managers really often have to engage with employees?
Yeah. In fact, the question is, which are these difficult conversations that managers should be prepared for? Because they will arise in the day-to-day interaction. So some of these difficult conversations, number one, things to do with performance management. It could also be things to do with discipline. Either whether someone is following the policies, the procedures, or they've broken one. It could also be differences in opinion. It could also be conflict management. We're also looking at issues to do with pay. Okay. There's also communication in general, especially attitude. I don't know whether you've had someone akiambiwa you have an attitude, so that could also come up. Yeah. There's also difficulty could also come in terms of preferences, in terms of the working style. There are people who, I don't care what time I report so long as I deliver on the KPIs, or I'm a morning person or I'm an evening person, so long as you have been able to meet my KPIs exactly, or my job. Yeah, so I would say the difficult conversations will revolve around those topics. And what makes these conversations difficult, Mary, is because of the emotive nature. Because when I come and I tell you performance, I'm not just telling Mary, my training and career advisory head. There's also Mary, the individual. So there's that aspect. You might feel hurt, you might feel it's personal. And we are human beings at the end of the day. So you come into the office, that will not make you less of a human being, despite your big title or small title.
Great, thank you very much for that. It is very important for anyone at management or head of departments to really get to know what these common types of difficult conversations are.
Yes.
And so that they prepare for how to have such conversations.
Yeah.
So the question again is, having known these types of difficult conversations, what can one do to maintain a positive working relationship so that we are able to maintain a positive working relationship with employees even after having the difficult conversation?
So Mary, the starting point is, do you have the necessary leadership management skills? Yeah. Why? Because a lot of times, especially as in management or leadership, we assume that the people we put in charge, they know how to manage people, and that they will be ready for such situation. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. For example, as you know, I take managers and supervisors through the leadership skills training, where one of the topics we look at is emotional intelligence. Because one way you'll be able to handle such situation is because if you're emotionally intelligent, to understand that there's the issue that you need to address, but also there's the human aspect. So how do you approach these two, such that you still have a cordial relationship? So for me, I would say the starting point is, don't neglect. Empower your managers with the right leadership and management skills. But having said that, I would say in any relationship, especially a professional relationship, anything is possible so long as you don't make it personal. So let's say, Mary, you're not performing. If I come and I tell you, Mary, we are supposed to do the video at 11, you've come at 12:30, you didn't even say where you are, and I leave it at that. That's professional. By the time I come, I tell you, oh, Mary, you're supposed to come here at 11, you've come at 12:30. I've always known you're a stupid person, you can't amount to much, you'll be a failure in life. Now, what if you had an emergency? Maybe you had to take a parent or child to hospital. I didn't even listen. Can you see the difference? Yeah. So there's the situation is what has happened, but depending on how I approach it, it can either mean that the issue will be resolved and we still continue having a relationship, or it will be resolved and someone will be thinking, okay, this person really, I can't work with this person for one reason or another. So me, I would say never make it personal. As long as in fact, even personal relationship, there's no need to get personal. Yeah, and that is where a lot of us fail, because we believe, oh, if I make Mary feel, oh, that she's really wronged me, then she will change. Unfortunately, that's not how people operate. Yeah, for me, I would say, have that emotional intelligence to know that this is where I stop. Yeah.
Great. Managing challenging conversations or discussions in the workplace is a subject that we cannot overlook.
Yes.
Because it's so equally very key for productivity in the workplace.
Exactly. Yeah. And like I say, these are, it's a human being that you're dealing with. No matter, even nowadays, even the Constitution allows, even if you've killed someone, you're given a chance to defend yourself. Well, I'm not saying you go to that extent. Yeah, I'm not saying you go to that extent, but there's, I think the modern world calls for people to engage with each other, open, being very open and being very reasonable, despite our positions. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much for creating time to be with us.
Karibu.
It is important indeed that we get to develop our skills at the more we grow in our career, and even to equip our employees with effective leadership and management skills, so that we are able to have such difficult conversations in the workplace. We encourage you to click the link below so that you are able to get more tips or more insights with regards to the same. We equally come in handy to offer quite a number of professional courses where you can be able to build your capacity to hone your skills as far as leadership and management is concerned. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.